On Facebook, remember? For like 5 years, health is wealth. I just
Absolutely.
changed it to the photo that's on my room in here.
I mean, imagine someone wanting to come for you. What's the alpha omega? Um, come for you because you're telling them, well, you're not healthy. Like I keep
You don't
saying,
want to
no
get it,
woman
sis.
wants to be a hospice nurse. Oh, you changed your name to Alpha Omega. Um, but yeah, no woman wants to be a hospice nurse. Like these men wait until they are, you know what I'm saying, before they want to get a wife. Like I don't know because our grandparents was getting married right out of high school. So what created this thought pattern? Because I feel like it is both with men and women that they're just not wanting to walk down the aisle. So I don't know. But like I told y'all yesterday, I feel like when Exalta was asking that question, that marriage can be somewhat toxic because you feel like you own somebody, you feel like you possess somebody, like you better not be talking to no other woman. Like you don't own nobody. So I feel like how can you it's like if the world if you had already determined that I need to meet these people because this person in my life when I meet them they're gonna help me get to this point. You see what I'm saying? So like you already structured your life before you came onto this planet. Certain people you was gonna meet was gonna teach you certain things. And then, what's up, Chosen with a Z? When you got here and started living this life, you met a man that was basically like, you can't talk to no other niggas. But before you got here, you already planned that in 2027 you was gonna meet this dude named Paul, and he was gonna teach you this new phenomenon or whatever. But now that you with Derek in 2026, and he's telling you, you see what I'm saying? Like you'll never reach your full potential. So I always think about that because I don't know why people are so possessive. Hold on, y'all. Let me put my headphone on real quick. I don't know why I'm forgetting to do this. Is it connected though? Do you hear me? Are
Yes,
y'all there?
hear
Oh, okay.
you. Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So now that I have it in my ear, do I sound better? Closer?
Yeah, you did. When you was first putting it in, we could hear all that, but it's coming through fine.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. So, um, today I really wanted to talk about the body being the Bible or being the scripture or being the script or whatever anybody wants to say. What's up, Ari? Back in the day, people when we look at the stuff on the walls and all the ancients and all that, all they talked about was the human body. I mean, for the past few years, I've been showing y'all all the symbology to show you that all of this is just about us. It's just about our brains and our functions. And I was looking at, I don't know what made me look at Mark 12 and 30, I think that's what it is. But it was like, love the God with all your heart, all your soul, all your mind, and all your strength, right? And for me, I feel like it gets confusing when, what's up, mister? I know you fucking lying. Who just left up out of here? But, so yeah, it says love God with all your heart, all your mind, all your soul, and all your strength. And
Hello,
for me, hey, how you feeling today?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good seeing you.
Oh, okay. You came up, it'd be good seeing you too.
Yeah, but I'm gonna
Um,
keep it on the low.
okay, I'll keep it on the low then. But a lot of the times people want to combine things like the heart and the soul, right? Because I was reading this thing talking about the heart and the soul. And in my opinion, all right, because we keep talking about there are soulless people on this planet. And I don't think so. Now, the reason why I don't think there are any soulless people on this planet is because soul is the breath. Your soul is your breath. It's your life force. The fact that they're walking around lets us know they got a soul. So I think it's too much confusion because when I look up the definition of the word, so like in the Bible, we know that it's been interpreted, right? So it was written in Greek and it was written in Hebrew once upon a time. So the words that they originally meant, like for heart, the word they used for heart was cardi, right? And no, I'm not talking about Cardi B, but it is disgusting that I just realized. But anyway, so Cardi means heart, or it really means your emotional center. So when we think about our heart, we think about our emotions, but really our emotions function in the limbic system, right? The limbic system is in control of our emotional regulation, not our heart. And I need y'all to think about this because you can have a heart transplant, right? You can
Mhm.
have a soul transplant. So when we're thinking about the heart, we're not thinking about the physical heart in our body. People are thinking about something else, right? So that's why
Can
I'm saying, go ahead.
can we so you use the word Cardi and
Yeah,
not Cardi B, but Cardi for short could be cardiovascular,
yeah,
which deals with the breathing and the functioning in that
of the
area
heart.
of the heart.
hmm
Yeah.
hmm
Okay, so
And
we on
just
the same
like
page.
cardiac arrest is a heart attack.
Right, right.
So cardi is does come from the Greek word heart. So that's what I'm saying. Like loving with your heart does not mean the physical heart in your chest. It's literally your emotional system, your emotional center. So your emotions are truly important. So it's like love God with all of your emotions, all of your feelings, right? And then the next one was with all your soul, right? So soul in Greek comes from the Greek word psyche. Now this,
Psyche? You said
yes,
psyche? Okay,
psyche,
good.
yes. So psyche we know comes from now the word psychology, right?
Hmm.
Psychology is in the beginning of psyche. So
Hmm.
we know of psychology to be the study of the mind.
Hmm.
But I'm telling you right now that the word originally meant the soul, which is the breath. And I'm saying this because when we talk about the breath, we're just talking about our life force, our energy.
Right. I
So
already know
the
where you're going.
fact that the psyche done changed to mean something else now, but it literally meant breath. So I don't care what nobody says. Everybody got a soul. If we're using these words that was predetermined before us, everybody got one. They walking around breathing. If they not breathing, they dead. You see what I'm saying? They're not a living being. So psyche meant breath, living being. Okay, so this means that you're loving God with all of your life energy, right? So then the next one. Heart, mind. So the Greek word for mind is dianoia. Diana Leah. It's spelled like Dianoia. That's how it's spelled. So, I mean, of course, when I first looked at it, I'm like, this looks like Diana. Dirty Diana. You think that's why he used that word Diana? Because it means mind. And if you're saying dirty Diana, you're basically saying dirty mind. Ooh, we should start saying that to people. Like, oh, you a dirty Diana, huh? Which means you got a dirty mind. Nobody's with me on that? Okay, cool. So, Diana, or the however you say it, who just came up in here? What's up, booby? So that word means mind, and it actually has two words in it. One means Dios, and the other means nous, Nous. Nous means mind, right? So that's how they put those words together. So it ultimately means mind or to think. So it's saying to love God with all of your thoughts. So you got heart, which is all of your feelings, soul, which is all of your life energy, and mind, which is all of your thoughts. And then the last one is all of your strength. With your strength is your action. So how y'all feel about that? I mean, like, for me, I keep going, I keep doing this, because it didn't say spirit, right? So, which one do y'all think spirit fits into? Because most of the time, when people are talking about the soul, it's separate from the spirit. Even when we looked at that one thing, it had the soul. What's up, John? It had the soul connected to the sun, and it had the spirit connected to the
Connected
moon, the
to a liquor
moon,
bottle.
which was the mind. Oh, you right. The spirits are in liquor and
So the
alcohol.
opposite, just like the circle is the opposite of the square. The square is them, the circle is us. The sun, soul is us. The spirit is them. The spirit is what they use as a construct for the substitute of soul. Spirit is the substitute of soul. Soul is what we need to be following. Soul and sun, which is what we were worshiping from the beginning.
We were doing some sun worship,
We was
but
doing a lot of sun worship because that's how
it
we was walking through nature.
it made me think about how the cheerleaders be like, "We got spirit, yes we do. We got spirit. How about you?" As though
Conjuring,
there's a way to not have a spirit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's artificial. It's brought up. It's made up. Rather than it being a natural force, you're bringing it up. You're pulling it up. You're cheering
okay.
it.
So when it comes to the spirit, this is important because the spirit is connected to the moon. It is. It is connected to the moon. But that doesn't mean it's connected to the mind. Now, when I read that one book, it said the moon and the mind are connected together. So, like, when we get stuff like monster, it's like, oh no, that's talking about the star because STER is the star. So, like, Monstar or anything that had STER was supposed to really mean star, right? So, what I'm saying is the moon and the spirit. So, when you can see the spirit world, which I've seen the spirit, I've seen spirits walking around. So this is why I'm not negating a spirit. I'll never negate spirits because spirits are like animations, right? They're like, if you see the spirit of your relative, you are seeing an animation of your relative in front of you that can still communicate with you if you can hear spirits talking. Sometimes you can't, sometimes you can. I can only hear them if they have just passed away, like maybe
So,
within a year or two.
so have you seen a soul?
No,
So how can you tell if there's a spirit and there's not a soul? Aren't they aligned in the same? Aren't they
but
aligned in the same category? Spirit
but
and
that's
soul
what
aren't
but that's what I'm saying. No, the soul is your life force,
it's your
that
natural.
your breath. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
That's your soul. So when you
right.
die, that soul goes somewhere else. So your spirit still remains as your spirit. It still looks like you. It resembles you. Like that's your spirit because it's the
I don't think so.
animation.
I don't
The
think so.
animation.
I don't think
Why
so.
you keep saying you don't think so? Have
Because
you
it's
ever
conjured. Because it's
seen?
conjured. Because I just asked you that. If you've seen both, and you said no, I've only seen spirits, but they
I've never.
align in the same category. They align in the same category. How can you not see one and not the other?
I mean, if you see me right now, do you see me breathing? But you know I am breathing.
That's your soul.
So
That's the
that's my
real.
soul. Thank
Right.
you.
Right.
So you are literally seeing my soul, my essence right now by looking at me. But when I die, this soul is going somewhere else. It's being reincarnated.
It's still a
But
soul.
the yes, but the spirit
What is that?
remains. It don't go nowhere. It's still gonna be the spirit of Abraham Lincoln is still here. Because that is an animation of
You
Abraham
know what?
Lincoln.
I'll
The
agree with you.
soul
You
of
know what? I'll
Abraham
agree with you.
Lincoln got reincarnated over and over and over again. You see,
I'll
you could
I'll
have the soul of Abraham Lincoln for all we know. Like, you see what I'm
I'll agree
saying?
with I'll agree with you
So,
to an extent of conjuring.
so where do
With
those spirits go?
What you mean?
You said they get stuck here or they get left here or whatever. Like I thought they don't they like go somewhere else? Ain't they part of energy? Doesn't energy can't be disappeared? It has to you know what I'm saying, be transferred. It can't, you know what I'm saying? So if that's matter
And
there
it
or
says
like those
energy
like
is
this,
never destroyed, right? That's
yeah,
what you're talking about?
yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Go
So
ahead, mister.
it has to be put somewhere.
I
Hey,
don't
so
think
true.
Ripper, if this makes
Hey.
sense, the spirit stays here. This is its plane,
Okay.
waiting to run you back through what you already went through. If that's what from her description, if the soul is our natural, it has a destination. The spirit doesn't have a destination. The spirit's stuck. So this
Right.
is its plane.
I like what you're saying there. I like what you're saying there. Yes,
Okay.
because this is a physical and spiritual plane together, but y'all don't see the spiritual plane.
Can I get a mute? Can I get a mute?
Who,
Yeah.
who is that?
Ripper. Can I get a mute? Thank you.
Oh, so the physical and spiritual planes are together, right? The problem is we don't see the spiritual plane like we see the physical plane because there is a veil. That veil is there that stops you from
From believing.
seeing spirit. But they are constantly around. They don't go nowhere. They are connected to the moon. So when the sun goes down, you see them more. But they're
Okay.
still there
Okay,
because
I
the
can ride with
moon
that.
never leaves the sky. Y'all can
Right.
go
You
outside right
yeah.
now and see the moon. Okay? So the spirits are always there. They're just not as visible in the sun. Because it said the freaks come out at night. The
You right.
freaks
You
come
right.
out at night. Okay.
Right. Them
So
spirits.
the spirits. So these are all kinds of spirits, not just the animated human spirits. It's all kinds of spirits in the spirit world. So, all right. So when you think about the creation story, right? And we think about God or the Lord God making Adam and he formed him he made his body. So the body was just a physical vessel. But then he blew breath in him, which was a soul. Okay. The question is, Did the spirit come with the body? Because I would say so. I would say the spirit came with the body, but it's connected to the mind. But it's not connected to the mind because, like I said, once you die, your spirit remains. All right, you can talk to your past life spirit. Does that make sense? Like you could see who you were in another life and talk to that spirit, but your soul is now in this body in this time. So, am I making sense or not?
Making sense?
'Cause
Keep moving.
I don't want people to keep up with this narrative that there are soulless people. It's no way. There is no way people are soulless and walking around. Okay, so I just got a thought though, because we have robots, right? And robots don't have a soul. So they're functioning off of energy that is stored energy, like a battery or something like that. So other than that, but I don't see how someone walking around like me or you could that's talking and all that shit. I don't see how we could say they don't have a soul. I'm sure maybe it could come to me one day, because they were like some people don't have an internal monologue. But to me that would mean you don't have a spirit, right?
I think
Because go ahead.
I think that I think the difference is the source. The
Mhm.
source of what you was just talking about, these people that are just walking around and seem soulless, their creator is man. And man
Mhm.
has objectives and variables that will deter him from staying and standing on truth. He's
Mhm.
going to manipulate what he can because he's a creator. So these folks the description that you just gave, they can have, yes, the stored energy that is dead energy,
Mhm.
or
Mhm.
they can be getting real life energy from us in the communication. We can communicate with them and be giving them life through our breathing, which is our life. Breathing is our life, and we can give that to others.
True. Yes.
So
Yes, we
they
can.
are soulless yet filled with spirit. I could say I could say that those NPCs or the ones that are soulless. I can say that they are soulless, that they're just spirits in the flesh, actually.
See, I mean, I want to agree with you. I do. But after doing all that about the soul literally being the breath, because in
Mhm.
Hebrew, the word is napesh. So they have a word for it. It's literally every word they made for it meant breath, living
So
being.
so what about the opposite of that? There's always going to be an opposite to everything. So if
Right.
there, just like you said, we got that's artificial storage of life is what it is, and anything stored becomes or is dead. It's dead. But mechanically, that's what's making it give it the mechanics to look normal, but it doesn't have the same emotions that come with a soul.
Right.
That's the difference. We are motion and emotion beings
Mhm.
with that
Mhm.
electrical spark in us that gives us our creative powers
Yeah. Everything in our brains is working on electrical impulses that's
to bring it.
going through neural pathways to the neurons in
Mhm,
your brain. So that's
mhm,
why we're learning about the 12 cranial nerves, right? Because each of those nerves, as we're learning, helps us function in our
mhm,
system. So with our smelling, our sight, the way our
mhm.
facial expressions move, you know, all of that is determined by the 12 cranial nerves. But the most important one, even though they're all important, but the one that people focus on the most is the 10th cranial nerve, which is the vagus nerve, because it links the brain to the lungs, to the gut, and to the heart. It's the
Okay.
one nerve that links all of those together. So this
Okay.
lets us know that our brain, our heart, our breath, and our digestive system. So this would be our limbic system, our respiratory system, our digestive system, and our damn, what system am I missing? That other system are all connected together, right?
Through that.
Because
Right.
our second brain is in our gut. So if we know these things are connected together, then we have to function differently. This is why I'm saying that we are the living scripture. We are the Bible. If we understood ourselves, like as a functioning being, we would be able to manifest. We would be able to be more abundant.
Yes.
And this is
Yes.
why I feel like they don't teach us about us, like how we
Yes. They
function.
can't. They can't. They can't. And neither were we teaching all of us back in Kemet. It was a secret school. Only certain
Right.
people can get
A
in, and then you
mystery
had
school.
right. So they wasn't letting everybody come to that motherfucker, and they was putting you through meaningless tests to see if you've let go of everything in order to understand what you're walking into. Because
Right.
it's a mind game, but you don't. It's a detachment. From what I'm
Right.
learning, you have to
hmm
detach in order to raise up.
It definitely is levels.
But
It's
we
levels to this.
struggle. We struggle with love and the mechanics of it because of the indoctrination and what we're doing. I'm appreciative of the. It's almost esoteric what we're doing
hmm
because no one is talking about working with the mind and how the mind and all of its functions are all in you. How do I align myself? If they taught us that, they wouldn't have a chance.
Well, there's two things I want us to remember. Okay, we can use the Bible, and when they say the body is the temple, okay, the nervous system is the altar. All right, what you put on your altar matters. All right, we have a central nervous system. It's central. Right? If you ever go to the center command center, it's the center one, right? So the central nervous system is the center part of how our brain is functioning. And then we have the peripheral nervous system. So in the central nervous system, we got the autonomic and the parasympathetic. This is what we've been learning, right? One is all about survival mode, the other one is about God mode. And I can further go into this, like if y'all want to explain it to somebody, on the seventh day, God said rest, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that's the rest mode,
Mm-hmm.
parasympathetic. So that's God mode, right? So the building mode, the survival mode, or whatever mode is the other mode. So if
Mm-hmm.
you're always in survival mode, you're never in God mode. And what we're trying to learn is how to get ourselves in God mode a little quicker and get out of survival mode. That's what we've been talking about. Because when you're in survival mode, it's hard for you to manifest the life that you want. It's very, very difficult. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's very, very difficult. The one thing about your brain, which I was trying to explain the other day, is that just because it thinks it doesn't make it true. A lot of people think just because they think a thought, it's the truth. No, it's not.
Right.
I don't even know if your brain specifically knows the truth. Like, specifically, it only knows what you keep feeding it. This is why it becomes very powerful when it comes to manifestation. Because if you could get yourself in a delusional state where you truly believe something, feel it. Like, it has to be somatic It has to be in your feelings. It's not
Yes.
just some random thought you just keep no. Because a
Mhm.
random thought, we was in IM's room yesterday and he was talking about mental vortexes and how thoughts are like vortexes. And they're a psychological vortex. So every time you think something, you create energy to bring in another thought like that. You feel me? Like the more you think something, you're gonna bring in more thoughts like that. Because we need to see ourselves as receivers. If you start if you start putting yourself to the point where I'm not thinking my thoughts, I'm receiving my thoughts. So the
What's the
first thought
problem?
that you received was negative. What I'm saying is the first thought you received was negative. If
Yes,
you continue to think like that, you'll receive more like that.
for sure.
When you first receive that negative thought, you reframe it to a positive one. That way you'll receive more positive thoughts. But the problem is we get caught up in a loop where we start looping. What's up, man? You mean? Where we start looping and continuously thinking negative things. Then we get locked into a pattern. Because once you keep thinking something over and over and over, it's going to then determine your behavior. And it don't matter how many times we say things. Like I keep saying, if you hang out with crackheads all day, eventually you'll start doing crack because you'll think it's okay. You've been seeing it. And all of them was doing crack. Ain't nothing happening to them. So you know what? Why don't I just do it? That's how your brain is gonna function. That's how your brain functions. Okay, like we have what 86 billion neurons in this brain. This the most sophisticated software ever made is us, right? And we're saying God made this software, which is us, the human being, right? So the complexities of our brain we don't understand. But I will tell you that the more and more you are around something, the more and more you become that shit. So, like I keep saying, if you around, that's why they say birds of a feather flock together because eventually your feathers gonna become their feathers. It just is what it is. You hang around hoes, you gonna become a hoe because it's going to get common. Like the more and more you see something, the more it becomes common to you, and it's not that big of a deal. That's why people are so like, what's the word? Desensitized when it comes to violence now because we've seen it so much. Like the first time I seen someone bleeding out on social media, I was like, what the fuck? What is this? But now it's just like happening everywhere. It's like we become desensitized the more and more and more you're around something. You're not as you become comfortable with it. That's just what it is. You become comfortable with it. So when at first you saw that behavior, you was like, ugh, uh-uh. But the more and more you was around it, you became comfortable. That's just like tea tree oil. The first time I ever smelled tea tree oil, I didn't think it smelled that good. Now when I smell tea tree oil, I'm like, man, this smells great. You see what I'm saying? Like, but I did not like the smell when I first smelled it. But because
Yeah,
I use it
it's
so
very
much,
it's overbearing and strong. You're right. You're right.
right. So, but we love the smell now because we've gotten used to it. And that's how the brain works. So, when you get into this delusional state where you can feel it in your bones, because that's somatic, it needs to be somatic to push it to the next level. And when you feeling it because you're just that delusional, it's more likely to happen. Now, yeah, I know what y'all are gonna say. What about the people who are stalking people and all that? They know those people don't want them. That's why they stalking them. It's a completely different thing. Like an obsessive nature, a part of them knows they're upset. You know, that's that looping that I was talking to y'all about. That's how a person even gets into an obsessive nature. It's because they keep having the same thoughts over and over in their mind. And yes, I am calling it a loop because I realized talking to people that they be looping on me like, you still talking about this? Like, I thought you was over this. I thought you was been talking about this. Like, this is a loop, girl. We already talked about this like 3 times. That's how you know it's really bothering you, because you keep thinking about it. And I hate the fact that people don't put that shit together. Yes, they loop that thought or those thoughts. Yes, and those loops just get you stuck in a pattern. So I don't know how many times you got to think a thought before it gets stuck in a pattern. I don't know. But I do know that your brain don't know the difference between, oh, you do that in hypnosis? Okay. The brain doesn't know the difference between the truth and the lie. I know that because you got to have intuition and discernment to know the difference between the truth and the lie. You know that those things work together. You're instilling software into your system to help you determine lies. You know, for me, it's the way a person is saying it. Some people are very, very good liars. Some people are like the best liars. They've been lying for so long. It's like they profession. They're a professional liar. So, hold on, what you say? What I hear you saying is there is only trained and untrained in what you are trying to. Yes. Yes, Axelmite. There's only trained and untrained. Most people are trained for danger. Okay, they're not trained for luxury. What's up, energy? Once it loops, it's already in your subconscious mind. Once it's in there, that's it. Facts. You have to hypnotize it out. What? You gotta hypnotize it out. Well, you know what? I'm not a hypnotherapist, but I can hypnotize a nigga. You know what I'm saying? I can
Get your ass on, girl.
hypnotize.
Get your ass on.
I can. I can hypnotize
We know
somebody.
and understand. We know and understand. We know and understand.
I don't know what you talking about, Mister, but we
You know
talking
what I'm
about
talking about.
hypnosis.
Yeah, you
Okay,
know exactly what I'm talking about. We in the same. We in the same area.
so the loop is hypnosis. That's what the definition is. That makes a lot of sense. That you put in yourself under hypnosis by continuously thinking about something over and over and over again until it gets
So,
locked.
but don't they train us to think that way?
Yeah.
So it's not on us. It's when we're aware. When we become aware is actually when we learn. But before that, we're actually being trained, as she would say, we're being trained to be that way,
Yeah, like as
unbeknownst to
somebody
us.
said, we're being trained.
Yes,
So the
as he
only
said. Yep, yep.
way to untrain yourself is to reprogram yourself. Like you're already programmed or trained, but like I said, we're trained for survival mode. We're trained for danger, for things to already be always happening, for us to be looking over our back. Like that's what we're trained for. We're not trained to be chill,
No, we're
relax,
not.
calm. Like
We're
we're not trained in that way. So I don't know. Do you have a thought that you would feel like is not beneficial, but you keep having it? Like you keep thinking it. Anybody experiencing that right now? Like
say that again.
maybe
Say it again.
maybe you
Say it
want
again.
like do you have a thought that keeps looping in your mind? Like maybe you think you can't get a job or you're not going to make enough money and for some reason you think about this every day.
Mhm.
Anybody going through something like that where they have like a thought that's literally stuck in their mind? They think about it all the time.
I think men have that with
Yeah, but you have to loop yourself. Okay, I
I
grew
think
up with a rebellious energy
I think I,
already, and
I think men and women do it with each other.
uh-huh.
I think they do it with each other. That same looping action as far as approach, the things that they might do that puts them in that loop,
I
assuming
can
that
understand that.
the person in front of you would be different. So you're gonna hang in there only to see yourself looping. And when you're aware that you're looping, and you get better at awareness because you can see looping before it even starts. So you tend to move out the way and let them go ahead and go past. And if they have an attitude with it, then you know from the get-go, this was a selfish move on their part because
Mhm.
they're the ones in attitude and they're the ones who's pointing fingers and shit. Like you're like, nah, I'm just moving out the way because you're moving crazy. And I don't want to
Right.
stand by you while you moving crazy because everybody else is watching you. They gonna think I'm with you, like moving that way. Nah, nigga, I ain't with you like that. I'm gonna pause, let
Right.
you do the break dance, and I'm gonna collect the tip.
So that's like what sends people like I like the fact that Monty Me said that you put yourself under hypnosis, right? Because
Mhm,
for instance, that girl that was like talking about me, she
mhm,
created a story that she thought was true. And like I keep saying, just because you come up with a story, don't make it true. It
mhm.
literally does not make it true just because you come up with a story in your mind. But because she came up with this story in her mind that she thought was true, she began to think about it all the time. That
Right.
made her spiral. That made her start putting my picture up, tell
Mhm.
her talking about she looking for me, all this
Yeah,
other stuff. Because when you constantly keep thinking about things, you're
it
gonna
becomes true.
keep pulling in them thoughts, right? Because you
It
think
becomes
it's
true.
true,
Right,
but
right.
it's
You
it's
convince
no
yourself.
truth, right? That's why I was. I felt like I had stepped into a dimension where I was dealing with a bunch of delusional women. And I know y'all
Of
don't like me
course,
using the word delusional, but that's where I was
because of
at. You know what I'm
because of
saying?
because
Like,
of your awareness. But because of your awareness, that's why. Because of your
right.
awareness of yourself and where you was, you like, oh, this is I know this. I'm gonna stand right here while this acts the fool. I've been there and done that already. You know what
Yes,
I
it's
mean?
like
So
in our whatever we're carrying with us, I'm carrying with me discernment, intuition, and accountability, right? Because I'm always gonna be accountable. I'm not gonna be acting like I don't. Sometimes I'll be like, I don't know why this is happening, but then I correct myself. What's up, pretty? Um, right. You allow yourself to loop into any state, and it's strong because you attach meaning to it. Yes, when we attach meaning to anything, especially our experiences, it seems like
meaning
it becomes real, and
when we
it
no
actually
when we attach
amplifies.
belief, when we attach belief, when we
But see,
attach our belief,
your
yeah,
experiences are going to
uh-huh.
be way stronger than anything you believe because you
Yes.
went through that shit,
It
right?
it, fuel, it fuels
So
it. It fuels it. It
right,
fuels it.
it
It fuels
fuels
it.
it. So
Mm-hmm.
anytime, so when you experience heartbreak from a woman, now
Mm-hmm.
you know the next woman may not break your heart, but you just
No, you don't.
experienced it,
No, you don't
right?
know. When
But
you
you
walk
just
into it,
experienced
do
it.
good, good.
So that belief that you have that women are heartbreakers is strong as hell because you
Yes,
just
it is. Yeah,
experienced
yes,
it.
yes,
You see what I'm
yes,
saying? But so
yes,
it's the experience that makes that belief so strong. You
yes, it
feel
does.
me? Because
Yes, it
had
does.
you not had you're not gonna believe that all women are good, but this bitch just broke my heart. So that woman ain't good, you know what I'm saying? Because she just
Mm-hmm,
broke
mm-hmm.
my heart. So
Right.
you would have a belief that women are heartbreakers because of what you just experienced over it. But that's the same with something that you watch on television. Because people could watch something on television that they've never experienced. But just because they're seeing it on TV, they believe it.
Yes, yes.
So,
Yeah,
right.
definitely. Mm-hmm. I can see that
So, did you say when
because
we
most
attach
people.
meaning to those experiences, that's what you made loop? Yes. Facts. Why labels are very tricky. Oof. Can't stand no label. So, when we are trying to manifest, right?
Mhm.
We understand that it comes from our feelings. It's very somatic. Yes, our thoughts are very important to this, but they're not as important as our feelings. Your feelings tied to the thoughts. It's what's really making this happen. Because a person will have a thought like, I want to be a millionaire, but they don't believe, like they say they want to be a millionaire, but the feeling they have about money is way stronger than them wanting to be a millionaire. Does that
Yes.
make sense?
Yes, it does.
So they feel like money is the root to all evil, but they want to be a millionaire. That's a clashing belief. And because the money is the root of all evil comes from a biblical standpoint, their feelings about it is stronger than their
But
feelings
they will
about them
never,
wanting to
but
be a
they will never,
millionaire.
yeah, but you will never get an answer from the universe because the universe needs certainty coming from you, the creator. So if you're in a state of half-assing it, you're gonna get the answer back half-ass
I agree with that. I agree with that because you're
because we're all
get it.
connected.
You're putting
Yes,
in
yes,
more. You're gonna get what you put
yes,
into it. You see what
yes,
I'm
that part.
saying? So,
Yes, yes.
and that's why I say that when we're talking about real wealth is your health. Because you could have $500 billion and die.
Which is what usually happens.
Right. So it's how you care about yourself, right? So we live in a society that don't give a shit about you. Okay? All it cares about is money. It cares about you working, it cares about you paying your bills, because it cares about money. It don't care if you're healthy or not. That's not what this society is about. That's why they created doctors. And I remember watching this video. Did I show y'all that video where it was saying that doctors are the police officers in the medical industry?
Yeah.
Like doctors are police officers. They're just over there in the medical industry. But they're just as bad as police officers. So we know that our grandmas and great great grandmas was out there grabbing leaves that are outside. Like we could have found them in our backyard to heal yourself because in the Bible it says the trees have the leaves for medicine. So we always knew that the trees have the medicine on them. The trees.
Yes.
That's not no
Trees
no,
and grass.
nobody can dis right. The trees, the grass, the bushes, they're all like all our medicine is outside. So we never needed a doctor and we never needed no pharmacy. So the fact that they created something like that lets us know that they created it to stop something. If now you need a license, because see, this is how Dr. Sabi, because Dr. Sabi got went to court because of licenses. That's
Mm-hmm.
what people don't understand. They keep
Mm-hmm.
thinking that this man said he was curing AIDS and then he went to court and he won, so obviously he can cure AIDS. That ain't why he went to court. He went to court off of licensure because you cannot practice medicine without
Medically.
a
Right,
license.
right. You're
Right.
right.
You
Right.
can't do none of that shit. So all of our grannies and all of our great grandmas that used to be just get the herbs and give somebody something to heal them from something, they wanted to make that shit illegal.
Right.
Okay?
So that
They
they
didn't
can
want you
push.
to have the knowledge, right? Because if our great grandmothers and our grandmothers could keep their original knowledge, they would have taught it to us, right? They would have taught it to their grandchildren. But they made it to where it was no longer useful for them, or they would end up like going to jail or something. Um, and it was same with the water. So, like those people who used to be water dowsers back in the day, who just naturally knew how to find water and wells and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that, it
Yeah.
they made it illegal for people
For
to
people to
dig
do that.
wells.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
you gotta have a license to
They had to
do that.
paper it.
So,
Yes,
right.
which is how they stole the land and all. They put paperwork on it, and we ended up losing it and shit like that. And yeah.
So those licensures, those were like the problem. Okay, so anything that requires a license, even to motherfucking drive, like you shouldn't need a license to travel. Like people, you should be able to go wherever you want to go. But you got to get these licenses now. So this is how, but this is just still about money. Like that's what I'm saying. It's still about money. How can we capitalize off of the energy of the people the most? We keep them distracted. We keep them in survival mode. Keep them in survival mode, okay? And we just keep bombarding them with things, so that they always looking over there. They never know what's gonna happen next. This is how you keep them in survival mode. But when you get to a sovereign type of mentality, you realize none of that stuff even matters. You know what I'm saying? Like, bring it on. Like, I will take you down. Y'all don't have no power. We the ones who have the real power. Like, y'all gotta understand, our energy is keeping this shit going. It's keeping
Mm-hmm.
all of this
Mm-hmm.
going. It's our energy. So I just want us to be able to use our energy in a way that helps us. You know what I'm saying? Where we're functioning at our highest capacity because we're using our energy in the right way. A lot like men, y'all have an enormous amount of energy, right? This is why they wanted y'all to focus on being the providers and the protectors and put your mind in a stressed state. So I do feel like men are way more stressed than women because 3 out of 4 black men die of heart disease. So that alone lets us know that y'all are stressing yourselves out. Every time that you go through stress, you're activating your amygdala, you're putting cortisol in your blood. It's a whole lot of things happening on the inside of you that we don't know, we don't understand. Right. And so, because we don't know how our system functions, we just keep doing things over and over and over again. For instance, me and soda. I love me some soda. Like, I'm addicted to high fructose corn syrup. And I was saying that I was addicted to fructose corn syrup for a minute. Like, not really caring, just accepting the fact that I had an addiction. But then, like, this week I've been not drinking soda, so I haven't drank soda in like 4 days. I know it's only been 4 days, but
So
it's
what's
it's
your
been 4 days.
withdrawal? So what's your withdrawal?
My withdrawal was I had like this really bad headache, and what was horrible was that I was drinking water. So normally when I get like a headache, it's because of dehydration because I
Mm.
hadn't drank enough water. But this time I was getting a headache because I was only drinking water. I hadn't drank no soda. And ChatGPT said that when you drink soda, it constricts the blood vessels in your brain, and
Oh,
the fact that I hadn't drank any made them expand. And that's why I was having a headache. And I was
so
like, that
sounds like the
shit
mind
can
was
lead to
confused.
Alzheimer's.
So the mind
Right.
was confused.
Because it hadn't had no soda. And
And
it's like,
right,
bitch,
you didn't know the
get up
difference.
the soda
Right.
or I'm going to beat your head in. And I was just like, ah. But
You
anyway,
know,
I didn't drink no soda. I still ain't drink
that's
no soda. But
that's the reason why a lot of people think that like, oh, going vegan or going alkaline is like, oh, it's not good for me because my body it's like people don't understand your body responded to all the shit you've been eating for so and drinking for so many years. And when you realize
mhm.
that, you come to an understanding that you have to go through certain phases to really detox yourself.
Right. You do. So I like Dr. Sabi. I feel like he helped the community and hurt the community at the same time. Like, he helped the community because he opened their eyes to the fact that they need to eat healthier. He hurt the community because he told them that they need to eat an alkaline diet, which the blood does not, the pH of the blood doesn't change that much, y'all. Like, it really doesn't. So,
Oh, hold up. pH does change if you pH does change. It has to.
I
pH
didn't
deals
say
with
it
the
doesn't change. I said it doesn't change that much. So the pH of your blood may go from 7.15 to 7.45, but that's not a significant change to make it seem like you need to eat An
Okay.
alkaline diet. I'm not
Okay.
saying you don't need to
Okay.
eat fruits and vegetables. I'm just saying the way he presented it was false because
What
the pH in your blood doesn't change that much.
the reason why he did that, it wasn't because of the blood, it's because of the diseases, right? So for example, I always tell, because I'm on an alkaline diet. The reason why I always say this, look, is this. The reason why, and once again, I don't think you got to be 100% alkaline. I think people can eat what they want to eat as long as they have significant detoxes. I think people will be just fine. But the reason why I say what Dr. Sebi was doing, he was saying we eat, like you said with the Bible, the herbs of the trees, the healing for the nation, right? Healing of the nations,
Hmm.
right? So when we eat things that heal us, he was saying it's best to eat things that heal us because our body is really needing these things, especially here in America or the Western world, where all we eat is fake food, processed food, sugars, and things that are killing us. So if you were, say if somebody was to develop diabetes, you can't go on a steak diet and think you're gonna get rid of your diabetes. You can't go on a cake and ice cream diet and eat your cancer away. So he was saying
No.
basically the way that we eat these certain foods, these alkaline foods, is because they heal our body. They get rid of the cancer. You can spit out the tumors and things of that nature. So that's what he was more so preaching than
I
like the
mean,
blood
I
thing.
understand that, and what he's saying is not wrong. He's just saying it in the wrong way. Like we eat fruits and vegetables because they have minerals in them. Those minerals is what's missing in your body. It's a mineral depletion thing. Every single time. It don't have nothing to do with alkalinity. That's the only thing I'm saying. Like he confused people when he did it that way. Do you need to eat fruits and vegetables? Hell yeah, they contain minerals. You need those minerals. When
Th-
you're constantly under stress, magnesium is the first one to go. And people
Mm.
don't know how important magnesium is to your system. They have no idea.
In
They
line.
only care
I
about,
see people. I see people walk around eating ice all day and like, yeah, you know, your blood is fucked up, bro. What you gonna do about it? You eat
well,
mad
what the
ice for no
hell is
reason.
in ice? Like, that's what I'm saying.
Iron,
They eating
iron,
ice.
iron, iron, iron is missing. Iron is missing.
But see, that's
This
what I
is
was saying. Look,
that,
Dr.
you
Sebi
know,
does preach that the minerals. That's why I would urge you to look deeper into it because what you saying, he says
I
that
don't.
exactly too.
No, Dr. Sebi had like 50 children he didn't even fucking take care of. I do not agree with men impregnating
You just had to
multiple
go
women.
there.
I'm
You
just
just
saying,
had to go there, right? You
I
just
do
had
not
sassy,
agree with that
sa-
shit. I do not agree
Me,
with
man.
that.
me neither, Lucky. But
So I
I
don't
do agree
care.
with you need
But
minerals for your body.
Man,
So
yes,
that's the
that
and
thing.
I'm
that
That's
already on that.
but
I'm
Dr.
already
right,
Sebi,
on
Dr.
that.
Sebi preached.
right.
I can't allow you to say he didn't preach that when he does. I can't say that once again. His lifestyle is
I
different.
said he preached alkalinity. And I'm telling you, the blood doesn't change that much.
I agree, but that's one
So,
aspect, Looky, because you said minerals. He also preaches number one thing was minerals. The body. That's why you can eat all that stuff and don't get no minerals because it needs protein or amino acids. It needs the iron,
right.
like y'all just said. It needs
But
the
like we
magnesium. It
keep
needs all. Those are
saying,
the minerals
if
that you need in the foods.
I
okay,
believe you
but
both
just
right.
eating fruits and
Yeah, but
vegetables,
it's
just
not gonna
eating
do
fruits and vegetables is not gonna do it. If you
it.
stay
Okay.
in a
Right.
high stressed out mentality, you're not even holding the minerals from these
Right.
fruits and
Because you're using
vegetables
it
that
that
you're
fast.
eating.
Got you.
It's gonna be out your body just like that. So unless we're teaching both things together, we can't just tell people to eat fruits and vegetables while they're yelling and screaming at their kids and cussing everybody out. Like you're still not doing what you need to be doing for yourself. So that's why we always talk about stress,
Mm.
distraction, getting out of survival mode and regulating yourself. Because yes, you're gonna get mad. People are gonna do things to you to affect your emotions. But it's how you respond that matters. That's what you're holding on into your organs. Like depression is held into the lungs. Most people who are depressed have a bunch of mucus, but it's because of their mind state, not because they keep drinking milk. You see what I'm saying? Like your mentality is causing a lot of this. For us to
It's
just
money.
go get fruits and vegetables, which I am promoting that, like we promote herbs, fruits and vegetables, but I am the type of person who needs a higher level of understanding on why I'm not supposed to be doing this. Therefore, I can stop doing it. Like for me and drinking soda, I've known that soda, I shouldn't be drinking soda. But nobody ever said why you shouldn't be drinking soda. Like, what is it going to do to you? And I realized that drinking soda can cause Alzheimer's, Parkinson's disease, like from soda. But ain't nobody telling you that soda can give you Alzheimer's or soda can give you Parkinson's disease because it's shrinking the blood vessels in your brain. And most of our cholesterol is found in our brain. So we don't get any cholesterol in our brain from the foods that we eat. Like none. But me drinking soda was constricting the blood vessels in my brain. So I could see with that, because for some reason I kept having this like fear of Alzheimer's. Like why am I having a fear of Alzheimer's? I don't even have nobody in my family that has Alzheimer's. Like it's not something that's common over here. But it was like this memory loss thing that I kept thinking about. So I do think it was tied to the soda, but I don't think like it was like this is gonna make you have Alzheimer's one day. It was just like
Right.
a warning. You know what I'm saying? Like this could do this to you, and it might not do it to your twin. Because everything that happens to me don't happen to her. Everything that happens to her don't happen to me. So I literally gotta focus on what is affecting me and what works for me. Everybody is different. Every single time we try to make everyone do the same exact thing, it don't work out because this person maybe can do this and but I can't. So you just got to do what works for your system. That's why we do the Quantum Soul Codex because I know that we all are these quantum computers. So we all function in our own way. And your QSC is going to say how you function and how either some people are high functioning, some people are over functioning, So just looking at that tells you your how, your what, and your why.
So
Why are you doing this? How are you doing this? Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say so with that because I totally agree, and I would say with that, do you like is there things that all of us universally need? So for example, like iron, like do we all need iron or do we not need iron? Like is that restricted to certain individuals or
No, I think that we all need the minerals. You know what I'm saying? Do I need the same amount you need? Probably not. Do you need the same amount that I need? Probably not, but we both need them. You
Iron.
know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
okay,
We
Like,
okay.
all need iron. Yeah, we all need
so
iron.
right, we
Different
all
amounts,
need it, but
different
I may need more
amounts.
iron than you do. You may need
Right.
more magnesium than me. Like, I don't know. You don't know. But I do know that when we're talking about functioning, because no matter what, I'm not saying that Dr. Sebi never mentioned minerals, because I did not watch Dr. Sebi shit. You know what I'm saying? I was not into Dr. Sebi. There's a woman named Queen Afua. Queen Afua is way better than some Dr. Sebi, right? So I kick it with her. You know what I'm saying? Queen Afua, she had like a real bad skin condition and she healed herself. You know what I'm saying? And she wrote a book called Heal Thyself Within, and it's just a juicing book. And it has like all these things to juice and to heal themselves, which is cool and it'll work, but it won't last. Now, why won't it last? Anybody? Anybody? Well, it's not gonna last because
Resistance.
resistance from what?
Resistance to what you take in every day. Your body
Mm-hmm.
becomes more tolerant, more used to it. It doesn't use it the same way.
Minerals?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She's talking about
It's
minerals.
the minerals, but what he's saying is if you are juicing, right?
Hmm.
And like you get the Queen Afua's book, you got diabetes. You start blending and juicing everything that she says to juice. it'll work temporarily, but it won't last because it's going to be depleted out your body if you don't change your mentality. You know what I'm saying? Like, you cannot have the same mentality. Like, it has to be a holistic change. Every time we talk about change, it has to be the body, mind, and soul needs to
Mhm.
change, not just the body.
Right, I got you.
You know what I'm saying? Because people just want to change the body. They just want to go to the gym. They just want to eat differently. This is just the body, but are you changing the mind? You know what I'm saying? Because the mind is what controls all of this. Because it
Mhm.
starts with thought. So if you can't change the way that you're thinking, it's going to be hard for you to change the way that you're living.
You're
You
right.
you gotta change the way that you're thinking. And
It's stinking
sometimes,
thinking. It's stinking thinking.
yeah,
Yeah,
sometimes.
they usually leads to how you eat though. That's how I got into it. Like I had to change my mentality around what I ate first. And I mean around like my environment, just being, they could call
Mhm.
it coming into consciousness or whatever. And then along that journey came a healthy way of eating. And I've been on that ever since. You get what I'm saying?
But
But
yeah,
I think that once you get into that certain state, when you get into certain stuff at a certain point, like it's a big help because like I don't know if we'll ever not be stressed because once again we live in an environment like you said, Looky, to where it's all around us. Just having a cell phone is causing radiation to a lot of us naturally, no matter what, like you said, we put in our bodies. Just going outside and all these damn towers and electrical poles everywhere is causing radiation. So it is very challenging because we're not in a natural environment as well.
I,
But
I agree
yes.
with that, but I also feel like, you know how Zero said yesterday that like we are roaches, we are like roaches because roaches don't never die. Shit could happen and you'll still see a roach crawling around. I feel like we upgrade. Like every time they do something, we upgrade to where that's not going to hold us
Deplete
back.
us. Right,
Yeah,
right.
you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, because no matter what, the things that we have right now, like even the fact that people keep talking about the Bible and talking about, oh, what you're supposed to eat is in the Bible. They didn't have no McDonald's in the Bible. It wasn't no Long John Silver's or Burger King's in the Bible. You know, so whatever they were talking about around that time was not
That's
on the
the last one.
level of this time. You see what
Right,
I'm
right,
saying?
right.
Like we have way more distractions and way more things trying to tempt you than just some harlot standing on the street corner with a piece of bread and honey. Like, no, we have way more than that. Not only that, you're raised like this. So from the time you pop out the womb, your parents don't even know. Like, literally, no one teaches you. And then you might hear it like on a commercial or something that this is bad for you, but you don't really know why. All you know is that you bite into your burger and you feel fine. Like, ain't nothing wrong with you. You don't know that when you get in your 40s and 50s, that shit's gonna catch up with you. You don't know that because you're not thinking about that because no one tells you to think about that. No one tells you that your health is your most important thing. These kidneys, these organs, this heart, these lungs, you know you got them. You know you could get lung disease. You know you could get a heart attack. You know you could have a stroke. People know these things, but for some reason they don't seem to care because we live in an environment that loves hustle culture. You know, they got those songs, hustle, hustle, hustle hard. Like everybody want to hustle, 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 but hustle culture is actually against our
Our
natural
culture.
selves. Like,
Yeah, the natural.
right.
We
But
ain't
that's
into
not
all that.
natural. It's
Uh-uh.
not.
We're calm. We're calm beings, actually. We got chaos going on the inside, but once
We are
calm,
adaptable.
we can convert that chaos into calmness. And that's a part of our creativity is to create
Mm-hmm.
that type of energy, focus that energy, and create what it is that we want, or manifest what it is that we want to manifest. It's very important to have that mental behind any and everything that you do. You're right. Just like cooking. When a woman cooks, she's putting love into that shit. And then when we eat it, I definitely am full. So yeah,
Right.
I'm gonna agree with you with that mental. You know, you have to be in that state of mind in order to have everything functioning in the same capacity, in the same frequency.
Absolutely. So we can hustle as much as we want to, but my bad. I just noticed that Ezekiel joined the family. So if y'all see Ezekiel, he joined the family, y'all. So now I started this off talking about um Mark 12 and 30. You know, loving God with all your heart, all your soul, all your mind, and all your strength. Because this is loving him with all your feelings, all your thoughts, and all your I
Might.
said all your and all your might, all your actions. So I wouldn't sorry.
What's the
So
matter?
no, I just wanted to explain because we're talking about the body, and I was explaining that the heart is connected to the limbic system, which is our emotional regulation. So anytime we're thinking about the limbic system, we're thinking about our emotions, our attachments, our bondings, you know, and our memories of emotional experiences. So when we're thinking about the limbic system, like how you feel about somebody is determined by your limbic system, not so much by your heart. So when people be like, I love you with my whole heart, it's more, I love you with all of my limbic system. You
Can we
feel me?
communicate with the limbic system?
Can we what?
Communicate with the system.
Well, your emotions is your communication with the limbic. Like that's the limbic system is your emotions.
It's react. The limbic system reacts to what we're bringing in. My question is, can we communicate with the Olympics with that system before anything? Can we communicate with that? Can we meditate and communicate with that system to change its workings or the way it works so that we can be better off in a more calm state? Can we communicate with that system off the rip?
Yeah, anytime that you do breathing, breathing is always communicating with that system. You know what I'm saying? Because when you take a deep breath in, it always is going to hit your vagus nerve. And I told you that your vagus nerve is connected to your brains, your lungs, your gut, and your heart. So yes, you can
Copy.
communicate with that system to let it know that you are safe because it thinks that you're unsafe. So when it comes to the limbic system, you have your amygdala, which is all about your fear and your emotional detection. The hippocampus is going to be your memory, and then the hypothalamus is what is controlling your hormones and keeping your body in balance. So when the Bible talks about the heart, it is talking about it because when your emotions change, your heart rate increases. Your heart starts beating faster. You see what I'm saying? Your
Mhm.
breath starts changing. Your body chemistry starts shifting. This is why they connected it to the heart. So the heart is just a symbol for emotional intelligence. But our heart is what we're using as our emotional regulation system. Now, the soul, which we learned today, is the breath, the life force energy, life force regulation. This is the brain stem and the vagus nerve because the brain stem and the vagus nerve is what help regulate you breathing, your digestion, your survival responses. Oh, y'all been throwing me beans? You know what? I am just now seeing that. Hold on. Hold on. I've been doing so much talking.
You was all right.
I just been running my mouth. You know what I'm saying? Just
Hey, let it flow like
running.
water. Ain't nobody, yay. You could.
I know y'all ain't tripping. Hold
No.
on. Let me just give out some beans real quick. Okay. So, the vagus nerve. So we know that the brainstem and the vagus nerve regulate breathing, it regulates digestion and heart rhythm, and some of your responses for survival. So the vagus nerve, which I keep telling y'all, who knows where the vagus nerve is connected to, Mister? Go ahead, tell me. What's the vagus nerve
No,
connected
I'm
to?
not telling no. I've been participating since this class started. I'm tired of talking.
Uh,
What? Okay, Sassy.
no, mister. We gonna have to end the live.
I know you
No,
fucking
Sassy, I'm
lying.
just gonna ask you, Sassy.
Right,
Okay.
What
right.
does the vagus nerve connect?
Connected to your emotions, but that's not what you're looking for.
That ain't what I'm looking for.
It's
Mm-mm.
connected to your brain.
Yes. What
There you
else?
go.
Oh, I don't know what else. Now I'm having this, but I don't know. I forgot.
Now, I don't wanna snap, crackle, and pop off on y'all. But I done told y'all this 5 times today. So
And
she
then
is
Marquis.
like, you about to say something? Oh damn, you gonna put your stuff back on mute. You like, hell no, I'm out of this.
I was gonna say
Mm.
thought in response, but man, listen, I ain't trying to get whooped on today.
So, Sassy, I hope you got your pen and paper
Yeah.
because the next time I ask you this, you should have it written down. This will be my
Got
sixth
you.
time saying this today. What's up, John? The vagus nerve connects the brain, the heart, the lungs, and the gut. Now, you could say stomach and intestines, and I'll take that too,
I
right?
started it.
So it connects all of those together. This is why you get butterflies in your stomach when you see somebody that you really like, you know what I'm saying? Your heart starts beating fast because
You
the
say
vagus
your
nerve
brain,
connects
your
those,
heart, your brain, your heart, your lungs, and what else?
You gut.
your stomach, your gut.
Your stomach.
Also, your kundalini, and it also lines your chakras.
And
So
that's the
also
vascular,
that you
that's
get
the vascular
that's
nerve.
crown chakra, your third eye
This is the
chakra also.
The
vagus
what?
nerve.
Vagus,
Vagus,
something.
Vagus.
So when
Vagus
Vagus.
Mister
nerve talks to the stomach, the small intestines, and parts of the large intestines. It
Vagus
definitely
nerve.
does, energy.
when
Definitely
Mister
does.
Vagus nerve. That's what it's
was
called.
talking
Vagus
about
nerve.
can you connect to that? However he said it, I don't have to know how to say how you said it, but I know what you got said. The first thing I thought about was like love at first sight.
Hey, about it.
Yes, yes, yes. I can see what you're saying. Yep. And how that would communicate with. That's why they say
Yeah.
women start off at 100.
Thank you, Beezy.
They say women start off at 100. Yeah, we do. We do. We
Right.
start
And
off
working and
head over
we
heels.
right, that part. Yep, yep.
So I told y'all that the soul means breath or living being. So this is why when breath stops, the soul was said to leave because the soul equals the breath and life regulation through the vagus nerve. So then we go to the mind. The mind is the prefrontal cortex. Now we know that the prefrontal cortex is what helps us make decisions, like logical decisions, moral reasoning, even helps us with our self-control, but definitely helps with planning, right? So in the prefrontal cortex, you should also know, because I've told y'all many, many times, that anytime you activate the pleasure zone, the prefrontal cortex shuts down. Okay? It shuts down. All right. So when you see that girl and she all fine, you're like, damn, she look good. She hitting your pleasure zone. That dopamine is starting to come out. So your prefrontal cortex is like, oh, it's time to take a nap. Let me go ahead and put this decision making to rest, this logical thinking to rest. So as soon as you
Dummy.
saw a fine
Fuck
ass
you.
bitch, you immediately turned stupid. Y'all feel me? As soon as you see a fine ass nigga, you immediately stop thinking logically. You understand what I'm saying? That's how the brain works. And it don't matter.
That's just how the brain works. So, the prefrontal cortex is the most evolved part of the brain. So, when someone is stressed or traumatized, this region shuts down. So, that's three different ways to shut down the prefrontal cortex. Three different ways. Stress shuts it down, trauma shuts it down, and pleasure shuts it down. Like, damn, damn, damn. Whew. So the mind is conscious awareness and wisdom. I just I just need y'all to understand once again. The prefrontal cortex handles logic, moral reasoning, decision making, self control, and planning, right? So when a person is stressed out, they lose self control. They start acting crazy. Prefrontal cortex shut down. We should just start saying PCF, shut PFC, shut down. That PFC shut down if they stress, if they went through any trauma, or if they're experiencing pleasure. It's gone. They're not thinking logically. They're not thinking morally right. They're not thinking straight. They don't have no self control and they're not thinking logically. So when we go to strength, this is our motor and action system. The strength is equaling our action and our physical execution. So this is the motor cortex, right? Actually, this is going to be the motor cortex and the cerebellum together. We just going to put it together. So this is all about body movement, coordination, muscle strength, and execution of action. So this is where your intention becomes your behavior. Your strength is the ability to act on what you believe. So with the vagus nerve being the bridge between them all, because it connects what?
Right.
It connects the brain, the heart, lungs, stomach.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about, Sassy. That's what I'm talking about. So this is so
Yeah.
it is literally our regulation highway. Okay, our highway with the damn, I could not think of that song. Y'all know I hate when I
I know
can't
you
think
ain't
of a
talking about
song.
highway to hell.
It's highway. I thought it was highway to heaven. I don't
No,
know
it's
that
highway to
highway to
hell.
hell.
It's highway to hell.
I don't know that song. I don't know that song. So when your vagus nerve is balanced, this is going to help you regulate your emotions, your thinking becomes clearer, your body relaxes, and your decision making is superb, right? So can you be with an angry man? You could, but is he gonna make the best decisions? Hell no. He's stressed out. Why is he so fucking angry? You can't make good decisions when you're stressed out. I just told y'all that. You can't. Your mama yelling and screaming at you all day, every day. She not making good decisions. You know this because she yelling and screaming at you. So this is why we do breath work. This is why we do chants. This is why people pray. This is why we hum. All that calms the nervous system. And that's what we ultimately want. We want the nervous system to be calm so we can make the right decision. Like imagine us trying to make decisions when we know they're gonna be the wrong decision. But that's what y'all do every day. That's what people do every day.
I'm guilty.
Like they're making wrong decisions when they're in a state where they can't make the right decision. This is why it's like calm down before you make a decision. Hell yeah. You got to be in the right mental state so you can have good decision making on your side. The prefrontal cortex is not going to be working for you. So when it comes to our emotions, that's the limbic system. Our life force, that's the brain, stem, and vagus. Our cognitive, that's the prefrontal cortex, and our physical, that's the motor system. When they all come together, this is when your body becomes coherent, and that's why you can love with your whole system. So our heart is always going to be our emotional regulation.
What
The
was the L?
soul,
The limp what?
the limbic system,
Olympic.
Limbic.
yeah, limbic system. So
What's that one?
we, the limbic system is our emotional regulation. So the breath is going to help us with our soul and our nervous system, our consciousness, with our mind, and our behavior and life choices is our strength. What is your strength? It is your behavior and your life choices. So when we say people are weak, how do you feel about moderate goal oriented anger? I feel like there's righteous anger. So if you have righteous anger, it's affecting you differently than just being mad. I don't even really think it should be called righteous anger because we're still using the word angry. But like, if someone did your mama wrong, you know what I'm saying, with some injustice, you're gonna get mad. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna want to fight for her and, do whatever is needed to make sure justice is for your mama. What's up, Lotus? So to me, that's righteous anger. And righteous anger is actually very useful. You know what I'm saying? That's how things change. That's how things change. Cause we get mad and you feel like, you know what, I'm tired of this shit. I'm about to change this. So righteous anger is a good thing. I just think it should be called something else. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it should be called anger. Because yes, you're mad about this, but you want it to be better. You know what I'm saying? You're not just mad and going to slap your wife. Like, shut up, bitch. That's a different anger. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah. Um, but yeah, I do think that you can use anger in the right way. So, I feel like, yeah, I explained all that to y'all. The heart is the center of emotions, our desires, our will, our soul, which is psyche, is our life force, our identity, the self. Your mind, Dianeo, which is our thoughts, reasoning, understanding, and then strength. I didn't tell y'all what the Greek word for strength was. Ugh. The Greek word for strength, I think it's spelled, well, I think it's pronounced eachus, but that's our physical energy, action, and power. So it's just, we have to love with all our emotions, all our life essence, all of our thinking, and all of our physical energy if we want to manifest
Mm.
all of it. If you're trying to live the life of your abundance, if you get in alignment with that, with the fact that I believe in what I'm saying what I'm saying, I'm doing what I'm saying, I'm feeling what I'm saying. That's manifestation. Okay? It's going to be very hard for you to manifest when you have the opposite belief. That's like cognitive dissonance. So
Well, you're separating yourself from yourself.
go ahead, Money. You got something to say?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, what are some physical practices or mental practice, whatever the case may be, that people can do to start stepping towards that, manifesting with all their heart, their might, and their soul and stuff like that? What are some actual practices people can do?
I would say one of the first things is knowledge of self. I feel like when you tap into you and see what your natural abilities are, your natural talents, this is what you're naturally good at. Things that you've been trying to run away from, like you gotta tap back into your authentic self so that way you can love you more, you know, because it literally starts with you loving yourself, but we don't really know what that means. You know what I'm saying? Like Yes, people look at themselves and be like, man, I look good. Shoot, I'm fine as hell, you know? But then they'll go out there and sleep with somebody unprotected that they just met. How do you love yourself? You don't even know this person. You don't know what this person can do to you. Like, that's such an unhealthy decision. You see what I'm saying? Like, so it's like we love ourselves to a point, but it's like we don't love ourselves fully. So I feel like that would be like the first step is doing that self knowledge because the more we become aware, like I am finding it very sexy when men are aware. I don't know. Maybe I just been around so many unaware men that when I'm around a man that's aware, I'm like, okay, hey. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what's going on. You're not like pretending you don't know what the hell I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? Like you saying it before I say you picked it up before me. Cause see, I'm the type of person who will do subtle things that nobody ever recognizes that I did. So when a man's like, hey, I see you did blah 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 blah. I'm like, what? You saw that? Like that awareness be on point. I don't know. It's like awareness is becoming sexy. Let's make this a new thing 2026, ladies. Awareness, nigga. Okay. Are you aware of your damn self? You know, like what you just did. Do you see how that could be problematic? And if he's like, you know what? I thought about what I did earlier and I see that oh my God, a statement like that is just like, what you trying to do? What you trying to do to me? But yeah, so I do think awareness is like the key. If you're not aware of things, it's just no way that you can change it. It's no way you can evolve. It's just nothing that you can really do without awareness.
So so my next question would be, is there so